All right, guys. Um, Here's what we got. Uh, Today's Sunday. Happy Sunday to everyone. Um, so we started laying the crawl space on the spec build that I've been doing videos about. We started that yesterday morning, and it's lunchtime. We're actually cutting out of here early. Hard to get people to work on Sundays. Unfortunately, everybody doesn't want to work 7 days a week like I do. But I get that. I wanted to go over a few things. As I told you guys, I would take you along the building process, and I'm actually going to start taking you along my other projects, and that's a lot of the reason why I'm actually here on Saturday and Sunday, because I got prior commitments on our other projects. When you're building these, and I'm sure all you guys know, with any projects that you do, when like masonry work, I don't do it every day. I used to. I don't now through my company. Would do it on our spec home builds, but I don't do it. I don't do it anymore for a living. But when you do these trades that you don't do every day, and you don't have every single tool for, and this goes for any trade that you're going to do, it's just tough. You don't have the guys. Fortunately, I know enough block layers or masons that I can get here to help get this done. Unfortunately, and this goes with every project, I believe, you just run into stuff that you don't count for. Yesterday, I shot these footers in previous videos. I went over that, how we do that. I shot these footers, we poured them. I seen there was a couple spots that were high, a couple spots low. High is worse than low. We can get up with the mud, but we can't. We got to cut block, and I did a short on that. But when we got to cut the block, it really slows the process down. And when you got 5 guys here, and you start slowing the process down, you really don't make any time. You actually lose a ton of time. Yesterday we probably lost 3 hours, I would say. In 3 hours with 3 block layers on a crawl space, that's a good bit of work. As you can see, we got about 80% or 75% of it done in a day and a half. If we would have had those 3 hours back, we probably would be about 90% done right now. We haven't laid any of the garage right here. We got the main part done. One thing, so I ran into 2 or 3 things. When I shot the grade on the footers, I came back up. It was a brand new laser that I was using. I've never used it before, right out of the box. I was shooting. I shot all my grade pegs. We poured to the grade pegs, and I could see with my eyes that a few places was up and down. Wasn't that bad. I came up here with the same laser, set it up, same spot, everything, and it was saying that this back footer was off 3 inches. From this corner to that corner, it was off 3. From this corner to that corner, it was off 5. And I knew we wasn't that far off, but there's not much much you can do when it comes to that, other than we have old-fashioned line level, and of course we use the regular 4-foot masons level. And our level, once we got 2 courses ran in, our level was saying did on, and I knew something wasn't right. So, and we had already cut all these blocks, the bottom courses here, to hit this step. So I was off a little bit here, but I believe that it was the laser when I set my grade pegs. And so we went on with it, laid this back wall, that side wall, and I laid this corner over here with the laser I was using yesterday. And so what I did, I got one of my buddies that own a masonry company. I borrowed his laser that I know they use every day. Brought it up here. All these footers were within a 1/2 inch. Every spot was within a half inch. This wall was dead level, and that corner was about an inch low because I used the laser yesterday. Because after we ran 2 courses on this wall, we just started using I had a frame and 6 foot level that I used to frame, and then our 4 foot mason levels, and we just started putting a level on the wall, and it was saying dead on. Well, come to find out, we were within a 1/4 inch. So that was one thing we ran into. That was the big thing that cost us a lot of time. Another thing that I ran into, I figured 4 courses here, and you can see 4 courses will not get me up out of grade there or here, and it won't get me up out of my garage. So it looks like I'm going to have another course all the way around the crawl space. Unfortunately, I believe that's going to give me 7 or 8 in the back. I'll have to look again. I believe it gives me 7 in the back. Crawl space, you know, on a fairly level lot, which this does have a little bit of fall to it. You know, I try to keep them at, you know, no more than 6, really 5. Because you got to think when you're doing these builds, every course of block you lay, it's more labor, more material, and even more than that, just more time on the build. You don't want to build these spec homes and it takes so long that the market changes while you're doing the build. You want to start the build and you want to sell the house in the same market that you did your budget in, that you plan the house to be built in. If you take a year to build these houses, it's hard to tell what will happen with the market, and you bought the materials 8-9 months ago. You know, there's a lot of variables that come into play there. But anyway, so I ran into that. I'm going to need another 100 block, which that means I'll probably need more sand, another 2 bags of mud, another 2 bags of mortar. You lay about 40-45 block per bag for 8-inch block. So it's a little bit more of everything. Chances are I'll probably got enough mortar and sand, so we're pretty good there. You can actually see here where we did all this cutting back here because this laser got me off on this back footer. So it's a little bit frustrating. It just seems like in construction, as I know some of you guys probably know, nothing ever goes as planned. And I almost just plan for that anymore. I almost plan for things not to go smooth, unfortunately. And it's just is what it is. We deal with it and keep moving. There's nothing you can do. It's the business we're in. So, but other than that, things are coming out good. I know that our trusses will be ready probably by the end of this end of this week, start of next. But like I said, I just wanted to do a video on this. I did get a video of us laying some of this wall, even though it was a struggle because we had a hump in it right here. So I'll upload that too once I get back and able to take a look at it. I'll get that uploaded too, so you can actually see us doing some of the work. I'm going to start putting some videos on there of us actually doing some of the work. Sometimes it's just hard when you're in the moment getting the work done to either have a camera strapped on your head or have one setting up right where you're working. I found that kind of hard to do, but I'll figure out a way, guys, to bring some of this work as we're doing it to video, so you can see actually how we do it out here in the field, because I know I like to watch videos like that also. Another thing we're going to have to do is lay these piers, so that will be quite a few block also. But anyways, what I wanted to do this video about, if you're thinking about building anything, any type of project, the best thing I can say is whatever you plan, you know, add time to that so it doesn't bust your plan and the frustration sets in, and you know, things just start getting worse and get, you know, it just goes bad when your plan doesn't go as planned, and it's just frustrating. I mean, I dealt with it this weekend, and I deal with it all the time, unfortunately. Where things don't go as planned, you get frustrated, and then it seems like it snowballs from there. So the only thing I can say is try to keep a positive attitude. That's what I try to do. Try to keep a positive attitude about things and just keep working through it, because eventually you'll get through it, as we did here. We still got a little, I'd say, we probably got another maybe day and a half here, and we'll be done out of here, and on to framing, which that's what I do. So I'll be glad to get onto that phase of the build. But like I said, if you're planning on doing one of these projects, just make sure you add in time for the unexpected and things that, you know, that's just not counted in on the schedule. What I do on my schedule, and I've learned this over the years, where you just, you know, say something's going to take block work, you add in 3 days for block work. So that 4th day, I add in a burn day. You know, I don't have it scheduled or framing starting on the very next day, or, you know, inspection. I have a day, just a burn day in there, and then pick it back up on the next day. If you're framing and it takes 3 weeks, well, figure in 3.5 weeks, you know, because if you don't, it seems like, I don't know if it's something in my mind, or I'm sure it's everybody's mind, if you don't hit those days, it just gets discouraging, and, you know, it just, like I said, the frustration sets in to where you don't want to, you know, it just is like you want to give up, you know. But especially when there's a lot of money involved, and you know, time is of the essence, and you want to try to get things done. But like I said, we're at the beginning of this build. I'll keep on bringing you through the steps. I'm going to bring you through all the ups and downs, just like today, or like this weekend. You know, it was 100 degrees, or it felt like it was about 120 degrees. The guys yesterday, me included, I mean, by 3 o'clock, I mean, we were just wiped out. And then come back Sunday, only one more showed up, which, like I said in the beginning of the video, I don't expect people to work on Sundays. You know, everybody's not going to work. Everybody doesn't have the same goals in life that I do, and everybody doesn't have the schedule that I'm trying to keep. You know, I figure that I better get it while I can, you know, because I've been through the down where there is no work. Right now we're flushed up with too much work. The company's growing, and it's hard when you're an in-between company like this, where you can't be on 2 or 3 jobs at once, and you got to knock them out 1 or 2 at a time. And you can't be in, me personally, I can't be in 2 places at once. I wish I could. I'd make a lot more money, but yeah, we all know that you can't do that. But anyways, like I was saying, guys, I'll take you through the next phase of this. I'll get that video uploaded of us laying a little bit of block, laying this wall right here. Actually, it didn't go the greatest, but like I said, I'm not just gonna show videos of when everything's going great, because that's not the business. The business is, you have ups and downs. You don't always make money. You don't always make great time. Things, like I just said, the whole reason I'm doing this video, things never go as planned, it seems like. And when they do, I guess when they do, you just don't make a big deal about it, because that's how they're supposed to go. But it seems like every other job, there's some variable in there that just, you know, throws the whole job off.